Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another Reader's Magnet featured author interview. My name is Mark, and I am your host for today. Joining me with this session is one of the Reader's Magnet featured authors that is here with us to tell us more about her journey as an author and to tell us more about her book titled 30 Pearls of I Do. We have Marviette A. Usher, or we can call her Lady A Million Marviette A. Hey, Marviette A, how are you today?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great and very excited to have this author interview with you because yeah, because as I can see your your book cover now, it's very interesting and it's making me want to know more about what the book is all about. But before we do that, Lady Million, Marviette A, please introduce yourself to our audience right now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. As you have already forestated, my name is Marviette A. Usher. I am from Houston, Texas, and I am now called Lady Million Marviette A because I am on a mission to transform the lives of 1 million women. Before I leave this earth, I am a prior information technology consultant, and now I'm called the IT consultant for women because I help women to tap into their purpose, their passion, and I provide inspiration and ways to equip them to know who they are, no matter what happens to them, no matter what they're faced with, but just to know exactly who you are called to be and to be able to walk that out. So, Lady Million Marviette, I'm happy to be here.
There you go, everyone. Lady Million Marviette A. We are actually talking to a woman right now. I love that you actually have this purpose. You saw this purpose in life, a Lady Million Marviette A, and you want to share this to all other women out there.
Absolutely.
Now, let us proceed with knowing more about the book. Okay, show the book on camera and tell us what the
Woo!
book is all about. There
Yes.
you go. There you go, guys.
The book is entitled 30 Pearls of I Do because on February the 26th, 2024, which was just a couple months ago, I embarked and was celebrating 30 years of being married. And so some people may say, oh my God, 30 years of being married. But at the same time, I was also walking through the final phases of separation and getting ready for divorce. And so it
Mm-hmm.
was merely a way for me to celebrate my journey. You know, a lot of people want to focus on what went wrong. And I decided when I said it's 30 years, I still have to appreciate the journey. It was
Right.
30 years of being with a best friend, childhood friend. There, all the
Mhm.
days were not bad. And so I didn't want to sit around on February the 26th and have doom and gloom. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to celebrate the journey. And so that's what the book is about. It gives wisdom, it gives nuggets, it gives tips, lessons learned, and it writes from 5 different areas. You know, one of the
Mhm.
areas is you're contemplating I do. So I can definitely help a woman who is thinking about I do. The another area is you've said I do already. The third area is your I do has been tested. The fourth area is your I do has now been jeopardized. And then the last area is when your I do sadly has turned to I did. And so I want to give kudos to a girlfriend of mine, Dr. Victoria Hanchel. We were talking about, oh my God, 30 years, 30 years. What are we going to do? What should I
Right.
do? And in our conversation, it came out, girl, you said I do and you did. So then that night I started pondering, oh my God, what should I do? And so henceforth, we have the book 30 Pearls of I Do.
Wow. So this actually covers all your journey with your marriage life, Lady Million, and actually maybe let's say guides women on what to do. Let's say the next step of maybe if you experiencing this and that in a relationship or a marriage, right?
Right.
And yeah, I want to know though, what let's say inspired maybe in what event in life did or personal motivation, for writing this book, 30 Pearls of I Do.
Okay. And so, as I just stated, the motivation for it was because I did say I do, and I
Right.
did. That was absolutely the motivation for it. It was not a time for me to just release a whole bunch of dark things that happened in the
Mm-hmm.
marriage. It was a time for me to reflect, and it was a
Mhm.
time for me to appreciate what I did have. Some people desire to be married and they've never been married. And so I just appreciated the time that I had to share with this person. And I wanted to just be able to come out of it. Everything you go through in life, we have to
Right.
remember this. You have to be able to reflect on it, be very introspective within yourself and see, what did I learn from this? What can I take
Right.
this on to the next chapter of my life? And so I am always a person, because I work with women, I want to be able to leave a roadmap and say, if I
Mhm.
made it through this, then so can you. And not only
Totally.
that, the other inspiration was, this is darn sure not the end of my life. Okay.
Right,
This
right.
is not the
Mhm.
end. So I wanted to make sure that I left something that women could hold on to as a roadmap and know that
Mhm.
the God that I serve, if he did it for me, he can do it for you.
Right. So basically, what others people say, everything happens for a reason, and you just have to be, optimistic about what's happening about your life. And then you actually made a book about it, with even though you actually ended up in having a divorce, and then instead of making it a bad news, you created
Right.
something positive about it, and then you wrote a book about it, and
Yeah,
shared it to other women out there, to guide them about what to do when they are experiencing this type of
absolutely.
issue as well. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, what advice do you want to give to other women that is in similar situation as you, Lady Million?
The biggest advice I would say to women, and it would be that this is a time you are going to increase your faith. One of the things I do teach is that when you go through the storm, when you go through the dark days, when you go through the challenges, what's
Mhm.
in you is going to come out. Okay. Whatever spirit you have been feeding, whether it's a hellish spirit of going off, or whether it's a peaceful spirit of serenity and you're spending time with God, whichever one of those spirits you have been feeding, it's going to come to the forefront when you go through a storm. And so, my biggest advice would be to women is to strengthen your faith. Have that morning devotion, that time where you are actually devoted and spending time with God and being in His Word and just increasing your faith. Because then, once you do that, you can remember what the scriptures said about you. You can remember the promises that God has for you as you're going through life, that it's not going to consume you. It's not going to bring you to the end. God isn't done until it's good. He's not finished until it's good. And so, remembering God first, and then number two, it will teach you how to remember yourself. Choose you and remember to put you first in this situation, because your well being is going to be most important. Not only to just get you through this, but your well being is going to be important for your next.
Wow. Right. I just love how this book is actually not just providing help or guide to women out there, but also is promoting your faith to God
Yes. Yes.
by going back to God, as what they say, do anything you can or everything you can, and God will make. Uh, I forgot the proper term, but
Proper
if
term.
you do what your best, then God will do the rest.
Do the
Something like that,
it is
right? So
like that.
yeah,
Yes.
it's actually relevant to your the book, because like if you actually just surrender
Yes.
yourself to God
Yes.
and then just allow Him to guide you, then for
Yes.
sure He will give that to you, right?
Yes. Absolutely. He will
Mhm.
definitely give that to you. Yes.
Mhm. Can you discuss the importance of self love or self care in your journey, and how readers can incorporate these through their practices and their own lives, Lady Million?
Yes. Absolutely. I believe self love and self care is so paramount, especially when you're
Hmm.
going through something tragic, simply because you can easily get caught up in wish I, should I, could have I, right? Wish I, should have, could have, right? You can get easily caught up into that spiral.
Hmm.
And all the time you're diminishing yourself, and it's depleting your self-worth and your self-value, when you really should focus on what is most important to me right now. And especially with self-love, you are asking yourself, did I give it my all? Did you do everything you knew that you knew to do? Did you do that? That you was were you able to do it? And so once you've done that, then self-love is what can pick you up and give you the strength to say, I gave it my all.
Right.
And now I have to
Totally.
have the prayer, the serenity prayer. God, give me the serenity. Grant me the serenity, right? To accept what I cannot change. You have to be able to say, I can't change this. This is what it is. And now I have to love on myself. Now this is going back to what makes me happy, what makes me not unhappy, right?
Right.
What
Right.
dislike? What do I like? What a part of this can I definitely come out on top? And so self love allows you to now put yourself at the forefront. What do I need? Because a lot of times as women, we are really focusing on what can I fix? What can I change? And so
What do you want to do? Right.
what do I want to do? And so self love can remind you, girl, you can't change anyone. You cannot change anyone, okay?
Mhm.
You are not responsible for what happens to you. You are not even what happens to you, right? And more importantly, you are only responsible for how you plan to react because what has happened to you is over. It's
Right. It
done.
already happened.
It has
Right.
already happened. You can't go back and change it, right? But what is still before you is
How
how
you
your
want to step it.
life, yes, how your life can pan out based on how you react. And so
Right.
self love just reminds you that I need to be the best version of myself because I'm
Yes.
definitely going to need the best version of myself moving forward.
I just love that, Lady Million, because it actually, if let's say, as what I said earlier, if you just surrender
Yes,
yourself to God, and He will actually provide you with what you deserve, right? So if you're doing something, aiming for something, you have this goal to do this, but it didn't happen, that also means that it's really not for you. I have a better door for you.
better door. There you go.
There you go.
Better
Nice, right?
doing. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. He's
So
not
that
finished until it's good.
he has, he has his own plan for you.
Yes.
Right. Now, last question, Lady
Mhm.
Million Marviette. A, okay, what has been the most rewarding feedback that have you ever received from those readers that have read this lovely book?
Sure, 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 sure. As I am reflecting over some text messages that I received and even some conversations face to face, I
Mhm.
will have to say across the board, the most number one comment that I received is that it was not written from a place of venom. Everyone
Uh,
is saying that it was written from a place of love, concern. I was even told they appreciated the honesty. I was told some people appreciated the transparency when it was necessary. It wasn't where I vomited all over the book of everything that went wrong on my
mhm.
readers, right? But no matter what I shared, I always brought it back full circle and tried to share with women the godly way to handle the situation. I remember in one of the chapters, I call them pearls, I talk about not wanting to pray
Mhm.
for individuals, right?
Mhm.
In this situation and being very transparent that no, I didn't want to pray for anyone, but having to come back full center because of my relationship with God first and my self love and self care, surrendering, like you said, and humbling myself that if I want to come out of this on top and living the life that God has designed for me, that's already a part of his plan, I have to do it his way. And his
Right.
way says to pray for those, right? So being able to really embrace that people got what I was really trying to say. I know during the writing phase of this, one question I always asked my mother, who was one of the editors, and my aunt, I would ask them, does it sound like I'm being negative? Does it sound like I'm being, being harsh? Does it sound like I'm being throwing somebody under the bus? That was very important to me because that's not what my book is about. It was about embracing my journey, the good, the bad, and the outright ugly. But at the end of the
Mhm.
day, you have to embrace who I am today. All of that has played a part in who I am
Right.
today.
Right. Right. Wow. That's a strong line there, Lady Million. Who you are right now is because of what experiences you've
Yeah,
experienced before.
absolutely.
Wow. Right. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Lady Million Marviette A. I'm just really grateful that you actually chose Reader's Magnet to share your story with the world. And,
Yes.
I'm really with you with this mission of yours, Lady Million. I just hope that this video or recording session of this live session will also reach those, women that actually needs this message of yours, Lady Million. And for sure it will, because this video here will stay for as long as you want us to. It will be forever in the internet. So yeah, I just want to thank you for this, sharing this story with us, Lady Million. All right. For the last time, please show your book on camera, Lady Million,
Yes.
and tell us where to buy a copy of the book.
Absolutely. 30 Pearls of I Do by Marviette A. Usher, lovingly called Lady Million A, can be purchased at Amazon.com. And you can also find it on my website, www.marviette, don't forget the A, Usher.com.
Okay, there you go, guys. That's Marviette A. Usher, or the what we call Lady Million Marviette A, the author of the book 30 Pearls of I Do. Again, the book is available on Amazon, or you can visit her website, that is marvietteausher.com. Again, thank you so much, Marviette A. I really enjoyed our session for today. As we always say here at Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world. Thank you so much, Lady Million.
Thank you so much. It was an honor.